Namaste. So Namaste, normally it's sort of our greeting to say hello. I am Kirsty and I'm from, I call it down to earth yoga, and I also do massage as well. So down to earth element is I try to get everybody to join my classes. A lot of people are scared to come to yoga. They think that they have to be flexible or skinny, a certain type. They think they have to be female, and you don't have to be anything. You just have to be yourself. To come to the mat today, you don't need makeup. You don't have to brush your hair. You can wear your pajamas, just really sort of natural as you are. Basically, come as you are to your mat. So this evening for your Sunday practice, I'm going to do a little flow. We're going to warm up so that the joints are lubricated, and then we'll cool down and we'll have like a relaxing Shavasana. So Shavasana is your relaxation at the end. The best part normally of your yoga class. If you are working from home and you've never done yoga before, I would recommend like a little blanket. If you've got like maybe pillows as well. If you do yoga or you quite like it and want to get yourself some props, these little blocks are good. If you don't have one, you can use like a book if you've got one handy. Yellow pages don't exist, I don't think. And then you have these ones are really good as well, the large rectangular ones. So these are your yoga blocks and these are your yoga bricks. But again, optional. So when I came off mine, you notice I fell down. My hips are pretty tight just now. So these you can sit on to elevate, to bring your hips higher than your knees. And a lot of people plonk themselves right in the middle, but that's just going to make you higher. So you would just sit on the first quarter. And if you've got a pillow, it's exactly the same. So just like, so you're tilting sort of forward slightly at the hips. So just going to start on either a cushion if you need it. Your hips might be super flexible, so you might not need anything. I'm going to start in a seated pose. So this is Sukhasana, comfortable pose. But if it's not comfortable for you, you might want just to stretch the legs out, or you might want to go into your knees, into hero's pose. We want to try to bring the heel quite close to the groin, and then the other leg can come close to this one. Some of you guys might be into your yoga practice and do like half lotus or full lotus, but I just basically want you to be comfortable. So come as you are to your mat this evening, and we're just going to bring our one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest, and we're just going to close our eyes now and just start to observe the body as it is in the space. So roll the shoulders back. See if you can root down to the earth. So down to earth yoga, grounding as we practice. The crown of the head grown tall towards the sky. We're just checking how the feet and ankles are, how the lower legs, the knees. Check how your thighs are feeling, the hips. Notice how the spine is. How is your back tonight? Can you draw the shoulders away from the ears? Notice your breath. So below the hand that's on top of the chest. Is your breath shallow this evening? Is it rapid? And then just noticing the face. Are you clenching your teeth? Are you angry? Are you frustrated? Are your eyes darting about? Are you anxious? Are you stressed? Notice the brow. Are you starting to crease the brow up? So try to soften the face. Keep the eyes closed and bring the tongue to the soft spot at the roof of the mouth. And then start to allow all the thoughts to go from the mind. So this is our meditation. And little things will creep into the mind. Try not to get annoyed. Try not to get distracted. Just acknowledge what comes up. And then just exhale, let it pass. And it might fight to get in for the full duration of the class, but this is your yoga practice, and it is a practice. So now just allowing the hand to travel down to the belly. So both hands onto the belly, the middle fingers kissing over the belly button. We're going to start to use yogic breath. So roll the shoulders back. Take an inhale breath, and as you do so, the belly expands like Buddha. And then on the exhale, the navel draws back, the fingers kiss. Try and inhale for 4. And then exhale for 4. And we're just going to do 3 with an open mouth on the exhalation. And as we exhale, we try to let go of anything that does not serve us. Any stress, any worry, any anxiety. So taking an inhale. And bringing the lips to touch, bring the hands to the heart center into Namaste. Keeping that belly breath going. You might want to start to use Ujjayi, victorious breath, ocean breath. So you partially close the epiglottis at the back of the throat, and you start to make that snoring sound like the waves, the ocean sounds. And with our hands at our heart center, we start to set ourselves our intention. So we've made it to the end of the week. Bring an intention in, something for your practice and something that's going to help you next week. So bringing that in now. And then bringing the thumbs to the third eye. This is the space between the eyebrows, bringing the intention into the mind. And then taking a reach up to the sky, we can start to check how the neck's feeling as it moves, and then maybe having a hazy gaze. I call this angel eyes. And then taking a twist round to the right. So I'm using my hand to go onto my prop, my little brick here, so the block. And you're going to look over the shoulder. So you imagine like a lightning bolt down to the earth. So you're keeping that connection to the earth, down to earth. And then inhale, rise into the sky, sweeping the energy up. And then taking the twist round to the left. So I always hear little creaks in my body, so you might do too. You probably hear them just now. So squeezing round, and you're really using the middle section of the spine to twist the thoracic section. And then inhale, rising up to the sky. Exhale, let the hands travel forward. And then just allow the head to be heavy. Try and plant the hands to the earth, spreading the fingers and the thumb. Continuing with your yoga breath. So our hands connect to the earth, taking the energy from the core. And then slowly start to roll your way over onto your hands and knees. So if you've got any issues with the patella, the knee joint, feel free to put like a little blanket underneath. That makes it a little bit safer for you. Otherwise, coming on to all fours into tabletop. So we want to spread our fingers as wide as possible. The middle finger generally points towards the front of the mat, the small side. But if you do have wrist injuries, rotate the hand out slightly. Otherwise, this flat part, remember, is going to spiral rotate. So if you've done the last class, we spiral rotate the flat part to face each other. We want to protract the shoulders. So it sounds quite sinister, but I always think of a knife stabbing my chest. So you don't want the knife to stab your chest, so you protract the shoulder blades. And you can glue your toenails to the earth. So you're gazing between the hands. Now in yoga we've got locks, and the first one we're going to look at is the pelvic lock. So you're down at the pelvic region, you draw the energy up, so you stop any energy escaping from below. And then we're going to start to warm up the spine. So we're going to bring the belly down, the gaze is going to come up, and you're going to round chin to chest, that arching. So fluid movements, inhaling, and then exhaling. Inhale, exhale. Inhale is Paraka. Exhale is Rajaka. A few rounds with your own breath, starting to mobilize the spine. And then come into neutral position again, just going to warm up the wrist. So a lot of us are maybe working from home and you're stuck over the computer or PC, or maybe too much texting or scanning Instagram. So you need to relax these wrists. So you're going to turn your hands to face each other. So middle fingers facing, and just a little rock side to side. If anybody's got like carpal tunnel syndrome, it's quite a good one to start to try to ease off. Or if you carry a baby, your wrists and arms will get sore. So just a little rock side to side. And then we're going to flip the wrists so that the middle finger points towards the knees. And then a little rock forward and back. So it can feel quite intense. Using the breath, slowing it down. And then flipping back to our neutral position, we're going to come into bear pose. So bear pose is where we start to use the belly. So you've got this lower belly between the pelvic region and the lower belly button. And you want to suck this in. It can be quite hard, especially if you've got a little bit of excess skin there. But you want to suck in as much as you can internally. So you're going to tuck the toes underneath. Your gaze, this is your drishti, is towards the belly button, and push the earth away, protract, think of that knife, and hover the knees here. So it starts to feel the fire in the belly. The fire in the belly is the agni, the fire. Hold in here, pushing the earth away. And then slowly rising up. And we take downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So it's an inverted V shape. And once we get here, you can take some movement, prancing dog, getting into the knees and the hips. If it feels too intense, drop to the knees. So moving whatever feels good for you. And then just push the earth away. You can look back, and I want you to see if your feet, if you can see your heels, then you need to turn the heels out. So spread the toes, push the earth away. If your hamstrings are tight, bend the knees. Have a nice flat back, and you gaze to the belly button, the knees, or the big toes. Use your yoga breath to warm up. And then slowly start to walk your way to the front of your mat. So this is our dangle pose, our relaxed pose. You can just let the head be heavy. This is a really good pose if you've got anxiety or if you're going through the menopause. Just allow the body to release. Let gravity take over. Just let the weight of the world go from the shoulders. Let the blood rush to the head. And if you feel dizzy, roll up slowly. Otherwise, you're going to bring the hands flat to the floor. If you can't, you might need to bend the knees like I do. And just hold here. Then we take a halfway lift. So hands onto the shins, you're going to look forward. And then again, flat to the earth. Letting go. Then inhale, rise into the sky, all the way up. Exhale to the heart center. So we're going to stand in mountain pose, Samastitihi. So your mountain pose, you're just grounding to the earth. You need to spread the toes as much as you can. You're going to roll the shoulders away from the ears. So Tadasana, mountain pose. And just connect with the earth once again. Bringing in that intention to the heart space. And we're going to warm up the body slowly and mindfully, just to create a little bit of heat, and then, as I said, we'll start to cool down. So normally you're 2 to 3 inches from the front of your yoga mat. If you do have socks, feel free to take them off now in case you slip. Leg warmers are okay here in the 80s. So we're going to root down, bum muscles are tight, lower belly starts to draw in. Trying to find our centre. So inhale, you're going to rise up, try not to sweep anything off the wall as you do so. Exhale, bowing down, hands are going to come to the earth, flat if possible, feet together if you're okay with that. Taking a halfway lift, looking forward, and then stepping the hands down, step the feet back, so you can bring the knees down to make it easier. If you've got a nice strong core, you can take a full plank position, and again, think of that knife at the chest, that protraction of the shoulders. If this is too much, drop the knees. We'll just drop the knees for the first one. So we're going to come down to the earth. You don't want the elbows out to the side. You want to draw the elbows close down beside, like you're shaving the body. I'm going to bring the chin down. You're going to relax the body to the earth. And I want you to zip your legs together like a cobra's tail. Big toes kiss, heels together, and then the kneecaps lift off the earth. The hands flat to the floor. If I was to bring my shoulder blade down, they would chop off the tips of the fingers. We're going to keep the elbows in and rise up. So bum tight. And then exhale, chin down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. One more. Lift the hands to see that you're working these back muscles. Exhale, down. Push the hands to the earth. Rise up. Sink back to child's pose. Arms are active. See if the head can kiss the earth. And then slowly start to tuck the toes. Gaze to belly button. Rise to downward dog. So we're going to rise the right leg to the sky. So extend the dog. Looking back. Try and draw the left foot back down. Look to the front. Step it through. So if you can't get there in a oneer, you just bring that knee down and lift it through. So we're going to take a rise up. Inhale up. Release the back toe. Sink a little bit deeper into the hip. Find a focus point ahead. And then take the arms behind, open up the chest, lift the arms away and sink deep into the posture. So breathe fully. Ujjayi breath, that ocean sound. And then inhale, rise the arms up and take a twist to the right. So remember the middle section of the spine, try and see the big toe behind. And then inhale, rise the arms up. Exhale the hands down. You're going to tuck the back toe, rise your way up. You're going to take that plank position again. So step into plank if too much, knees down. Thinking of that protraction, taking an inhale, and then slowly going to come down. Come down to your belly, maybe take your low cobra, or if your spine's feeling up for it, rise a little bit higher, chest forward, gaze goes up. Exhale, you're going to pull back, maybe child's pose or straight to down dog. Gaze back, check you can't see your feet, your heels, as you spread your toes. Push the earth away. Left leg rises to the sky. Look to the front. So if you know that it's not going to get there, drop that right knee down and assist it through to get to the front. Then release the back toe, rise up and sink deep into the hip. Grab the arms behind, open the chest, sink deeper into the pose. Use yoga breath, lift the arms away. Maybe close the eyes. So whenever you want to, if the mind's getting busy, close the eyes to avoid the distractions. Inhale, rise the arms up. Exhale, twist round to the left, looking towards the back toe. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, hands to the earth, tuck the back toe, lift up, step back to plank. Inhale, exhale slowly down. Inhale, rise, so release the toes, rise up. Maybe you take up dog, so you balance on the feet, knees down, child's pose. Active arms, let the body rest. So 3 more breaths, using sound. And then slowly start to rise, tuck your toes, gaze to the belly button and all the way back up to downward dog. So we're going to look towards the front and we're going to step, walk, hop or jump to the front. Some people can float, yogi's choice. So I'm just going to step one foot, then the other, take a halfway lift and then exhale, hands to the earth, gaze to the knees. Inhale, rise up without taking the guitar off the wall. Exhale to the heart centre. Namaste, equal pose, mountain pose. So we're going to come into chair pose, which is Uttanasana. So your chair pose from the front will sort of look, you check here, this is your alignment, look down and see if you can see your toes. So don't go too far over, and then you can come up here, suck in the belly, the arms can come up. If you've got no shoulder injuries, you can take prayer here. So this is your chair Uttanasana. So again, starting always from the top of the mat, 2 to 3 inches. If you've got tight hips, have the feet parallel, but the hips, knees and ankles in the same line. And then reach the arms up, bend the knees, sink in, just check your toes, find your correct position for your arms, your neck, your shoulders. And then exhale, hands to the earth, flat to the floor if you can, gaze to the knees. Halfway lift, stepping back to plank again, so you can drop the knee, take the other one down. So if it's too intense plank, this is your half plank. Exhale, as long as you sort of track the arms back, that's fine. And then the back bend of your choice, open chest. Exhale, pulling back to downward facing dog. So we're going to look towards the front of the mat, and we want to bring our right foot through to the hands. So again, if we can't get it there, drop that back knee, step it through, and then lift up. So you want to line up your heels, so right heel, left heel in the same line. The back foot's pointing to the top left of your mat. We're going to take warrior 1. So you're going to keep a bend in this right knee. The left hip's going to point to the front. We're going to rise up. Strong warriors. So watch if the knees collapse in. Keep the knee bent. Some of you will be able to get it to that full 90. So I'm quite tight just now. So hold them wherever you can get to. Strong back leg. Find a focus either straight ahead, or maybe you take your hands to prayer. Yoga breath again. Ujjayi sounds. So we're going to open up to warrior 2 from here. So we need to open the hips. So the left hand's going to go around to the side. We're going to keep the heels as they are, but the hips open and this knee opens. So we're going to make sure our shoulders are in line with the hips. We're going to look towards that right middle finger. So our first class here for Trash Panda, and this is January, the first one in January. So this back hand, this represents our past. It can start to get heavy. You have to keep it strong. Your past has shaped you where you are today. The front hand represents the future. We look towards it, but we don't rush to get there. We keep solid in the present, holding and breathing. And then flip back, reverse your warrior, flip it up and over. You're going to turn and take plank. So if you can't sweep to plank just yet, remember, take half plank. So if your body's recovering from an operation, this would be a good one for you. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly coming down. And then a big open heart back bend. Gaze into the sky. Exhale, pulling back. Downward facing dog. Gazing back into the belly, to the knees, to the big toe. Using your breath. This helps the distractions by using Ujjayi. It warms the body up. So we look to the front. We want our left foot to go there, but if it's not going to get there just yet, right knee down, assist it through. So always working with what you brought to the mat today. Then line up the heels, so just check in. So then right toes pointing towards the top right of the mat. You're going to keep a bend in the left knee. Inhale, rise up. This right hip's going to open. You want to close it. So you might need to close the stance a little. Bend the knee, arms to the sky. Maybe you look up and create a prayer with the hands. Check your knees not falling in. All these little things. So it's called a practice. So we practice, practice, practice. Wherever you are today. You might be tired when you get on your mat. We're going to open to that warrior 2. So we open up. We just check our alignment. So this hip needs to open. And we need the shoulders to be in line with the hip. So again, we're not rushing forward. We're not letting everything sag and bring us down. We're keeping present, looking towards the future, keeping our focus, strong determination. Then flipping back up to the sky, stretching sideways, cartwheeling up and over. So remember, you can go half plank or full plank. Think of that protraction. Push the earth away. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale, release the toes, rise up. Exhale, take it to child's pose. Relax down, head to the earth. This time you can create a little pillow, bring the head to that. And just notice the breath. Try and release. Take another 2. Slowly activate the arms. We're going to be coming into our last downward dog. So spreading the fingers, rising up, tucking the toes, gaze to the belly, push up to downward dog. Just looking back again to your drishti, belly, knees or big toes. Push the earth away. And then look to your destination and step, hop, walk or jump to get there. Halfway lift and then exhale, hands to the earth, gaze to the knees. Inhale, sweep and rise to the sky, gaze to the thumbs. Exhale to the heart. Stand in mountain pose, Tadasana, just letting it go. Close the eyes. Notice the earth below you. See if you can spread the toes, big toe lock into the earth. So we're going to have a little bit of wrist therapy now. Again, if you've been using your phone a little too much or working a little bit too much, and also with the vinyasas coming down, chaturanga, it can hurt the wrists a little, bit of strain on them. So you want to open up your feet about hip distance. And we're going to be coming down into forward fold. So hands to the hips. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, you're going to fold forward. Once you do so, grab your peace fingers round the big toes. And then elbows out to the side, gaze between the legs. You might want to shake the head, let the body be heavy. So from the side, you're eventually trying to get the legs straight, but you might need to bend your knees just now, depending on how tight the backs of the legs are. So your version of this. And then we'll take a halfway lift, look forward. We're going to try and slide the hands underneath the feet. So I normally have to bend the knees to get there, see how it feels for you. So the toes are going to come up to the wrists. Give them a little wiggle if you got there to massage your own wrists. Look through the legs again and draw yourself down. Take one more. Taking a halfway lift, so looking forward. Exhale, hands to hips, and then inhale, rising all the way up. So you're going to bring your feet now to the wide part of your mat. So step in the right or left foot to open into a wide stance, roughly 5 of your own feet. We're going to be coming into a wide leg forward fold, and then we'll try it seated also. So you're going to be working the inside of the thigh muscles. Turn your toes slightly. If you've got no issues with your knees, you can lock the knees and lift the thighs. If you're hyper flexible, don't do this. Also have a slight bend in the knees. So we're going to take our hands to our hips. We're going to inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, we're going to fold forward slowly. So leading with the chest. Once you get to that point when the body says, hang on, this is a bit tight, you're going to take a cheeky inhale, and then exhale, fold. Then you're going to bring the hands into the equation. So some of you might not be able to touch the floor, you might want to bring a pillow. Some of you might be able to get the hands flat to the floor. If you can, you're going to try to get them in line with the feet. You don't want the elbows out to the side, you want your shoulders, your elbows and your wrists in the same line. And then you want to try to eventually get your head to kiss the earth. So it might not be there today, it might not be there the next class. You're working towards it. So it doesn't have to be this picture perfect pose. It's your pose as you are today on your yoga mat. But you're making sure that the body's happy, the knees, the ankles, the hips. No sharp shooting pain. Any pain is a sign to stop. So you breathe your way into it. With every exhale, you maybe draw the head closer, closer, closer. And then we take a halfway lift, looking forward towards the nose. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, rising up to the sky. Let the blood settle. Bring the hands to Namaste. So we're going to take a bind. We're going to try to come into, we've done warrior 2 before with the open hips. So we're going to try to do that with a bind before we come down to the earth. So hands at the heart centre, extending the arms, roll the shoulders away from the ears, lift your right toes and pivot the foot round. So just check your right foot's facing straight. You can turn this foot slightly if you wish. Keep these hips open and then bend the knee. Hear my hips creaking. So you're going to watch this knees not collapsing in, pull it out and hold here. So warrior 2 again, and you look towards that right middle finger. Now we're going to take it to extended side angle. So we're going to reach and lengthen. Some of you will be able to get your hand to the earth. If you can't, you can use your brick, your book, whatever you have to get there. Or if that's still impossible, elbow to the knee. And I like to hold the belly just to encourage it to come in. So yogi's choice. So I'm going to go for the brick in a fist. And you're going to reach this left hand to the sky. And then you're going to make a lateral stretch. You're going to look towards the fingertips. Watch if you're collapsing down. So open the heart, gaze towards these fingers. Using yoga breath. Trying to relax the jaw, relax the brow. Take another one. And then we're going to use the waist to help us up. So rising up. We're going to extend once again. You're going to bring the right shoulder to the right knee. This arm's going to wrap behind. See if you can touch your thigh. This arm's then going to see if you can reach and shake your other hand or hold the wrist. If you're collapsing down, try and peel yourself up. Find a focus point. So it's a strong pose, keep holding. Release the bind. So you don't have to bind, you can hold whatever's there. Rise up, punch Buddha. Release. So the second forward, the hands behind, roll the shoulder. You want to move, so like this, super glue, wall trick. Bring your big toes again like pigeon toes. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift away. Inhale, and then exhale, fold. Shake the head, relax. Bringing the arms up so these hands will come apart. Try and glue them together. Draw the head down to the earth. See if you can fire up the muscles in the thighs. Take one more. Slowly, slowly rise it up all the way. Relax the shoulders, and for this I always just like to do a little release with the wrists and then hands to the heart. So we're going to do the same again the other side. So if you do need your prop, place it next to the other foot. So extend the arms out, shoulders drop down, lift the foot, turn it round, turn that right foot in slightly, then bend. So play about to get your pose. If the knee collapses, draw it in. If this hip starts to close, open it up. Gaze towards the left middle finger. So we're going to see if we can extend, reach the earth or our prop. So if we can't get there, hand on the knee, maybe hand to the belly, and then reach up and over and gaze towards the fingers. So one side will be tighter than the other. Watch again, you're not collapsing. Try and find some softness, some stillness as you hold the pose. Might start to shake. And then slowly sweep back to warrior two. You're going to try for the bind, so you're going to bring your left shoulder towards the left knee. You're going to see if you can scoop this hand under. This arm's going to wrap round. See if you can catch fingers or shake hands or hold the wrists and hold here. Watch the left knees not collapsing in. One more breath. So release whatever bind you've got. Back to warrior two. Open hips. Release and then just walk the legs in. So we're going to come down to the earth now. To use the core, we try not to use the hands, but if you need to maybe use a wall or anything to come down, do so safely. Otherwise, just crossing one leg over the other and just taking yourself down carefully to the earth. And once you're there, just close the eyes. Just let the standing practice go. Release, release, release. So we're going to try that wide leg forward fold on the floor now. So you want your legs to be as wide as you're comfortable with. If you need to sit on something again, feel free for the blanket or a yoga prop. So heels are going to come to the earth. We're going to do some prep now. So you're going to take your hands, clasp them behind your head. So this is like a weighted forward fold. So this pose is Upavista Konasana, so your angle. So we're going to start to come forward and then rise up. So we're just starting to feel the inner thighs working. We activate the legs, the toes to the shins. Just a few of these in your own time. Maybe noticing that every time you come down, you're a millimetre closer to the earth. So just this little prep to get there. And then the next time you come up, you're going to stay up. You're going to extend the arms out. You're going to have your peace fingers. You're going to reach forward and see if you can get your peace fingers around your toes. If you've not got short, stumpy legs like me, you can hold on to your legs. I can reach mine, no bother, because my arms are about as long as my legs. So do what you can get today. If you can't get there, you can walk yourself forward. You're going to keep straight arms if you can. And you want the sternum, the chest, to eventually, one day, get to the floor. So you're going to work your way forwards. You might notice with your prep that you've got even closer now. And we're going to hold for 6 breaths. Every exhale, see if you can come a little closer. Don't curve the spine and look to the belly button. See if you can allow the body to relax into it. Straight legs, straight arms. Take one more. Slowly look up, halfway lift like we did before, and then reach the arms up, exhale down. So use the hands to lift the knees up, the hinge joint, and then just bring your feet together. And we're going to hold our feet and just sort of wiggle the bum towards the feet. So we shiggle till we get to a comfortable position. And we're going to, if you've got a partner doing the yoga with you, you could take it in turns and get them to put their feet here to get a bit of gravity to help you to come down. So you're going to push to start with, see how it feels. If you've got a partner, remember you can allow them to push down. Otherwise, you're just going to see if you can push yourself. I'm going to hold here. Elbows are going to come into the groin here. This time we're going to see if we can come forward. So some people's head will automatically touch the floor. Go wherever you are just now. One hip, so one hip might be high, the knee might be higher because one hip's tighter. Try and peel the feet open. You can give your feet a little massage. Just being kind to your body. And slowly, slowly rising up out of your bound angle. Draw the knees together and give yourself a little bit of a hug. Just letting go. We're going to keep holding the right leg, extend the left leg out, lengthen from the crown of the head, and just a gentle twist. So just twist round towards the right knee, gazing over the right shoulder. And coming back to centre, release this leg, extend the left leg in, close to the body, activate, and then start to round. Squeeze in towards the left, looking over the shoulder. And coming back to centre. Just going to reverse. So we went forward a couple of times. We're going to reverse. We're going to take a reverse tabletop posture. So the feet are going to go flat to the floor. You're going to rotate the wrists. So the prep that we done at the start will help, and the wrist therapy that we've done. So you're going to bring your hands flat to the floor, the feet flat to the floor. You're going to roll the shoulders back. Really push down with your feet. Lift up, create a shelf. You can look towards your belly button, or if your neck's okay, look up to the sky. If your neck's still okay, you can look back. And then slowly going to come down. Keep your neck where it is if you are looking back. And then again, a little hug. Squeeze and release. So we're going to come down and do supported little bridge. If you do have a yoga brick, these are handy. Or you can just roll a blanket up. This is going to go at the lower back. So this, or a brick, or if you've got a sturdy book, roughly about this. So you're going to have your prop close by, and you're going to tuck the chin, roll yourself down. You're going to take your prop, feet are going to come quite close to the bum. You're going to slide under, and then just sort of wiggle about. So it'll be a rolled up blanket, a pillow, a bolster, or a brick. You're then going to allow the arms to open, like a little cactus arm. You're going to try to soften the buttock muscles. And you're going to stay here for 8 breaths. The belly rises to the sky on the inhale and falls to the earth on the exhale. Take your last one. Let it go. So you're just going to slide your hands down to remove the prop. So your pillow, your blanket, your brick, remove it. And then just do a little windscreen wiper with the knees, releasing that lower back. You might want to hug the knees in, tuck your chin towards your chest, make yourself a tiny little package. And then you're going to take Shavasana, so the best pose, the relaxing pose. So I will demonstrate it, but then I'll sit back up to guide you into it. So you want your feet to be as wide as your mat. You want the arms to be 8 to 10 inches from the body, the palms facing the sky if possible. You want to roll the shoulders back, and then you want to tuck the chin. So this is your normal Shavasana pose. If you are pregnant, you can roll onto the left side. You could maybe use a little pillow, or you could roll like this. So if you're pregnant or feeling a little uncomfortable in your back, you can do this. Or you could put like a little blanket underneath your knees if you're on your period or you've got back issues. So you're going to lie down, you're going to wiggle about till you get a perfect Shavasana pose. And I would recommend blankets as well to keep you warm. If you've got a little eye pillow to block off any light, or just turning the light off in your room now. We're just going to take 2 deep breaths, and we're going to exhale out with an open mouth. So inhale fully. And just let the body now connect to the earth. Allow the muscles to relax, the bones and joints to soften. Everything that's touching the earth, allow it to ground and release. Everything that's facing the sky, allow it to open. And just start to relax your toes, the soles of the feet, the front of the feet. Relaxing your ankles, the shins and the calves. Letting your knees be soft. Relax your thighs. Let your hips soften. Take away any tension in the buttocks. Relax the belly and the chest. The natural breath comes back now. Relax the lower back, middle back and upper back. The arms are heavy. Allow the hands to face the sky. A natural curve in the fingers. Maybe you feel some energy, a tingling sensation in the fingertips. The neck is long, an extension of the spine. Chin tucks slightly. Soften the jaw. Bring the lips to touch. Let the tongue find the soft spot, the roof of the mouth. Relaxing the teeth and the gums. Relax the nose. Let the eyes be heavy. Let all the facial muscles start to melt. Relax the brow. Let go of any last worries. And we ground to the earth for as long as we wish or need. Being grateful for our bodies this evening, for the work they have allowed us to do. Making peace with our bodies as they are, making peace with our yoga practice. And then bringing our attention lastly to our breath. Letting that natural breath come in. And we try off the mat to speak kind words as we go about each day. And thinking kind thoughts. And we rest here in Shavasana. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace.